Tonight, severe assault, Fort St. John RCMP asking for help in an investigation. And staffing shortage, after hours changes at Tumbler Ridge Health Center. And project approved, new route for the Prince Rupert gas transmission pipeline. Good evening and thank you for joining us. We begin tonight with a severe assault causing physical harm in Fort St. John. The Fort St. John RCMP is seeking public assistance in the investigation. Mounties say they received a report of a man who had been assaulted at 2:40 p.m. on September 1st. Police say it happened near the intersection of 99th Avenue and 98th Street. They say a single victim was laying on the sidewalk with obvious facial injuries. The man was then transported to the Fort St. John Hospital with serious injuries. The RCMP is asking potential witnesses to come forward with a statement since it happened in broad daylight. The Dawson Creek RCMP is asking for the public's help in finding a missing teen. Todd Harvey was reported missing on August 26. Harvey is described as a Caucasian male. He stands at 5 feet 10 inches and weighs 104 pounds. The 17-year-old has brown hair and blue eyes. The RCMP is asking anyone with information on Harvey's whereabouts to contact local police. The Prince George RCMP have successfully completed the search of 2 locations suspected to be drug trade hubs. The searches happened at residences on the 2600 block of Quince Street and 1600 block of 8th Avenue on August 27 and 28. Mounties say they went to the residence on Quince Street earlier this year for similar investigations. A long list of items was seized during the searches. Police notably found multiple firearms, suspected cocaine and hydromorphone pills, and even a stolen motorbike. The RCMP say 4 people were arrested, but 3 were released without process after completing each search. Northern Health is advising residents of the Tumbler Ridge area about upcoming changes to after-hour coverage at the Tumbler Ridge Health Center's emergency department. Health officials say regular hours for the emergency room are not changing. The department is open Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. However, Northern Health says on-call services will only be available between 8 and 9 a.m. and from 5 to 7 p.m. during the week. They say that's because Tumbler Ridge Health Center does not have staffing on site 24 hours a day. Health officials say the ER often experiences disruptions overnight due to staffing challenges. They noted that this change will allow physician and nursing staff to provide stable daytime coverage. Northern Health reminds Tumbler Ridge residents to call 911 at any time when experiencing a life-threatening emergency to be transported to the nearest facility. The province approved a shorter route for the Prince Rupert gas transmission pipeline. On August 28, the BC Environmental Assessment Office approved the route starting in the Hudson's Hope area. The pipeline will run 172 kilometers alongside the Pine River Valley and Highway 97, ending in Tudia Lake. The new route is shorter by 51 kilometers than originally proposed. The province engaged with the public and 8 First Nations for over 9 months. Some, like Salto First Nations, supported the project, but others were concerned about the environmental impact of the pipeline. The province added 6 new conditions to address these concerns before approving the project. For the past 2 days, temperatures in BC have hit Canadian record levels for the month of September. This comes after extremely hot and smoky conditions across the province. The mercury broke a record in Cache Creek Wednesday, reaching 40.8 degrees. Cache Creek is one of 16 locations beating a record that day. On Tuesday, Lytton matched the 40 degrees record previously set in Manitoba. There are currently 6 heat warnings and more than 30 air quality alerts across BC. To Alberta now, thousands of public sector workers who were in the brink of striking are instead getting a raise. After more than a year of bargaining with the government, AUPE members voted to approve a new collective agreement. CTV's Jeremy Thompson has more details and what it could mean for teachers who are also looking to finalize a new agreement.
A An air of relief at AUPE HQ. After a year and a half of bargaining, the union has reached a deal with the provincial government, narrowly avoiding a strike.
Before 4:30 yesterday, we didn't know whether that would be the case. This could be a very different press conference.
The agreement includes a 12% raise over 4 years for the 24,000 members who work in government services, administrators, social workers, sheriffs, prison guards, court clerks, firefighters, and more. Finance Minister Nate Horner says the agreement balances competitive compensation with long-term stability for both employees and the public service.
We do believe that they make the province run every single day and make sure people are healthy and safe in whatever role they play.
While the flat raise applies to everyone, President Guy Smith says about 70% of workers will get an extra pay bump, recognizing accomplishments like years of service or dangerous jobs like fighting wildfires.
A good size of our membership, are making over 20% over 4 years, some even higher than that.
One labor relations professor says it's good news for Alberta teachers currently at their own bargaining impasse.
It does mean there is more money on the table and that the government is prepared to spend it, just not on core wage increases.
An ATA spokesperson tells CTV the latest proposal from the province offered raises teachers have already turned down, and no further meetings are on the schedule. While AUPE leadership is glad to reach a settlement, they say it's likely not enough to fully address the rising cost of living.
$500 to $700 rent increases, their insurance has gone up, their utilities have gone up, and they're using the food bank.
The new agreement lasts until spring 2028. The team is already preparing for the next round of bargaining. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
The Alberta Premier says the ministerial order to remove certain books from Alberta school libraries has been misconstrued. Smith says the province only wants to remove inappropriate content from elementary schools. Some are now questioning what is considered inappropriate. The province says it's revising the order to ensure classic literary work remains in school libraries while books with pornographic images don't end up in the hands of children. One political scientist believes the order becomes blurry when defining what pornographic images are.
So if you look at the current definition of pornography in Canada's criminal code, all the books that were on the list would probably be okay. There have been multiple court cases, both in Canada and the US, trying to do that, and it is so subjective.
CTV News asked the province for comment. In a statement, the education minister says, "We are currently working on a new version of the ministerial order and will not be commenting about specific changes at this time." The race to find a new federal NDP leader is underway, although no candidates have officially thrown their hats in the ring. As CTV's Ben Milger reports, some of the rules governing the race will likely generate attention as the party looks to reinvent itself.
We had really good candidates that lost tonight.
Jagmeet Singh stepped down after a dismal performance by New Democrats in April's federal election. Reduced to just 7 seats, the NDP has lost official party status. But as parliamentarians get ready for the fall sitting in Ottawa, the New Democrats have launched their leadership campaign. Interim leader Don Davies sees it as an opportunity for the party
to reimagine a strong progressive federal option, one that brings voices to Parliament, working people, marginalized Canadians, people whose interests and voices are often forgotten.
No candidates have declared, but the rules are out. The entry fee is $100,000, and to get their name on the ballot, hopefuls must gather signatures from 500 party members. One rule stipulates at least 50% of the total required signatures must be from members who do not identify as a cis man.
I think it's important that a modern political party reach out and require leadership candidates to talk to the full array of Canadian culture in our society, and so I think it's a good thing.
Political observers say while that particular rule may offend some, it's unlikely many objections will come from party faithful.
I think it opens the NDP up from criticisms from outside sources that might dismiss the NDP for making these divisions or being too woke or whatever pejorative they may want to use. I'm not sure that, as I say, New Democrats will be terribly fussed by it.
The party will vote for the new leader in a ranked ballot format at a convention in Winnipeg in March of next year. Ben Milger, CTV News, Vancouver.
The federal cabinet sat down for a second day of meetings in Toronto, focusing on what the Liberals call tough budget choices. CTV's Judy Trin has the details.
C'est un budget d'austérité et d'investissement.
Delivering the Prime Minister's vision of a budget with both austerity and investment measures falls on Finance Minister François-Philippe Champagne. He was asked if spending restraints would result in job losses in the public sector.
There'll be adjustment in different places, but at the same time, we're going to be empathic to make sure that we're always there for Canadians.
Cabinet ministers met behind closed doors to find money for major projects and defense, and to present what savings they found. The Carney government is aiming to cut day-to-day spending of up to 15% over the next 3 years. Federal unions call the move reckless.
I think that public service cuts can do a real harm to Canadians because the public service is there every day to serve Canadians and to protect them and to keep them safe.
The number of federal public servants has grown by more than 100,000 workers in a decade. The data shows that as of June, there were more than 357,000 public servants.
We're certainly looking to see what the government proposes to do around addressing workforce, whether that's a direct cut or more of a careful attrition and reprioritization.
He's doing neither investment nor austerity. What he's doing is even more bureaucracy and spending.
Complicating matters, the government will take in billions less in revenue this year. After Donald Trump complained, the Prime Minister dropped the digital services tax and the retaliatory tariffs against the U.S. Judy Trin, CTV News, Toronto.
Global Affairs says 2 Canadian citizens are missing following a streetcar crash in Lisbon.
It was coming down the hill. Something was wrong with the cable. It lost control, didn't have any braking ability. When it came around the corner, it crashed into the building. But I do believe the people at the bottom are very lucky because I have seen videos online of them escaping on the bottom cabin. So it didn't. The other one didn't hit the one at the bottom, which was actually very lucky in the end.
16 people died in yesterday's crash, 21 others were injured. The carriage derailed while traveling on a steep hillside. An investigation has begun into the cause of the tragedy. Local authorities told reporters 1 person from Canada was injured. This was a national day of mourning in Portugal. Stay tuned, we'll be right back with weather.